Okay, YouTube. So now after if you bought all your PC components, I'm gonna tell you how it all goes together. Okay, so this is my system here. I'm gonna show you the individual parts. Okay. So the thing, when you're about to put it all together, what I would recommend is putting all of your risers onto the case before you put your motherboard in. Okay, so the whole back part of the computer is the motherboard. This is a graphics card. Okay, now if you want to play games, you need one of these, a really good one of these. Okay? What this is a fan, and behind it is the heatsink. And behind that is the processor itself. Okay, that's what runs your PC. Okay? Now these, right here, are the memory slots. Okay, I have two modules, like, installed right now. And, you know, you can add more if you want, if you have more slots. Okay, now these, this one and that down there, if you can see it, are hard drives. Okay, every computer needs to have a hard drive in order to run. So what I have is, I think it's a 120 gigabyte, primary hard drive, and this I just have my OS on here. Like if you had Windows, what I would do is I would only install Windows and like my music, and that's it. And all my videos and other stuff, my games, will go on my secondary hard drive, which is 1 terabyte. So if this hard drive fails, or something goes wrong, I still have my Windows files and all my documents with me on this hard drive. Okay. Now, when you do choose a graphics card, you need to know what slots you have on your motherboard. Like these slots, these are called PCI slots. The top one that's used right now is called the PCI Express. Now this PCI Express is a little bit longer than this PCI down here. On older cases, your CD drive and your hard drive might use IDE cables. Now those are, here, let me show you what they look like. They're thick cables. Okay, hold on. Okay, on older computers, you might recognize this in your computer. Okay, these are called IDE cables. Okay, they would go into the back of your CD drive and your hard drives and plug into this blue slot here. But on more modern computers, they use something called SATA cables, which is, as you can see, this blue cable right here, and it just hooks up into the motherboard right there. And these are way smaller than these things are. And what they are good for is airflow. Now, if you don't have airflow, your PC is going to heat up and your performance might suffer. Another thing you might need to know, if you're going to be running SLI, which is basically if you're going to be running two of these things, if you have two brand new that just came out graphics cards, you're most likely going to need a 1,000-watt power supply. Now what I have only a 450 because I'm not running that much. I'm only running like one optical drive, 2 hard drives, and a graphics card, and that's it. That's enough for what I'm using right now. And if you guys are wondering, this light down here that's blinking, this is called a cathode light, and this thing right here is a sound module. So every time I make a sound, a noise, it would light up. Like if I snapped, okay, and every time I talk, it would light up. So this comes in handy when I'm playing my games, and if something explodes, it looks pretty nice when it lights up. Okay. Oh, and you gotta make sure when you buy your motherboard, you make note of the size and then your case size. Some cases are gonna be micro ATX or just plain ATX. This motherboard right here is a full ATX board, so I bought a mid tower for, you know, ATX. Okay. Now, when you buy a GPU, some of them are gonna require, like, I have a 6-pin power connector. Some of them are much bigger and they require like 8-pin or even 2 8-pins. And usually those will come with your, you know, 1000-watt power supply, but this power supply I got came with a case, so it's pretty generic. And these things are called Molex. Okay, your CD, your peripherals, I mean your optical drives and your hard drives, and they all need a power to go into. Like, okay, so these require SATA power connectors. Now they look a little bit different. The ones I have are black. Okay, they might come in a different color, but okay, pretty much older hard drives and older disk drives are gonna these will just plug right in. Okay, I'll show you one right here. Okay, like this is my old CD drive, and you would just plug one of those Molexes right here, okay, and the IDE cable you see here, showing you earlier, would just plug in like right around here. Okay, now if you're using these, or I think they have it on the newer ones, you're gonna need to research and configure your jumpers, because if you don't, they won't operate correctly. That's about it. If you guys have any questions, just ask.